Before Arnold Schwarzenegger wiped identities and dodged railguns in one of the most explosive action films of the 1990s, this movie nearly collapsed before a single frame was shot. Buckle up, some of these facts will genuinely floor you.
To protect your future, he will erase your past.
The role of John Kruger was first offered to Sylvester Stallone, and he didn't just pass, he absolutely hated the script. He walked and made Copland instead. Schwarzenegger stepped in and made it his own. Sometimes one man's rejection is another man's legacy. Before Stallone, before Schwarzenegger, the earliest draft wasn't an action blockbuster at all. Tony Puryear originally conceived it as a vehicle for Robert De Niro, a brooding witness protection thriller. The script changed hands, changed tone, and changed stars only until Schwarzenegger could make it work. The film almost fell apart because the two men running it refused to talk to each other. Director Chuck Russell and producer Arnold Schwarzenegger completely stopped communicating mid-production. Schwarzenegger personally managed both men's schedules separately to keep filming alive. The star was running interference to save his own movie. Arnold personally lobbied for cinematographer Adam Greenberg, vouching for him based on their Terminator collaborations and insisting he was the only man who could handle the film's punishing pace. When the star is personally recruiting the crew, you know he's invested in every single frame. Lee Cullen wasn't Vanessa Williams' role from the start. Brooke Shields was offered it first and passed due to scheduling conflicts. Williams earned it after a screen test that blew producers away. The kicker? It was reportedly Maria Shriver, Schwarzenegger's wife, who recommended Williams to the producers in the first place.
That's it. That's everything I am.
ERASER cost $100 million, making it the most expensive film of 1996, tied only with Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. An R-rated Schwarzenegger action film and an animated Disney musical dead even at the top. That pairing says everything about how much faith the industry still had in Arnold's name alone. That $100 million didn't at all reach the screen. Full scenes were written, locations scouted, sets lit, crews assembled, then abandoned without a single frame captured. This happened multiple times throughout production. Every ghost sequence cost real money, and the budget ballooned. One of the most expensive forms of indecision in Hollywood history. The shooting script went through so many writers it reportedly looked like a rainbow, each round of rewrites on different colored paper. Frank Darabont did multiple uncredited passes. William Wisher, co-writer of both Terminator films, came in mid-shoot. Only 2 writers got official credit, but the hands that touched this script were far more numerous than anyone admitted. The aerial sequences weren't camera tricks. Schwarzenegger was physically strapped into 10 different flying rigs over nearly a full week of filming. 10 rigs, days suspended off the ground in his late 40s. That's the commitment most audiences never think about while watching those scenes. He earned every frame. The zoo sequence used the genuinely abandoned old zoo in Griffith Park, Los Angeles. Because it had been closed for years, every animal was specially transported in for filming. The crew nicknamed their co-stars Crocogators because the scenes combined alligators and crocodiles in the same enclosure, only in Hollywood. The electromagnetic railguns aren't pure fiction. They're based on genuine military research, something Robert Ebert highlighted in his positive review. The catch is that real railgun technology was designed for Navy warships, not human hands. Hollywood removed the physics and handed the result to Schwarzenegger. Close enough. At the premiere, Vanessa Williams arrived on the red carpet smoking one of Schwarzenegger's signature oversized cigars. No publicist could have scripted that. She'd spent the film holding her own against Arnold on screen, and here she was making the exact same statement off it. One of the coolest premiere moments of the decade.
With your eyes in here, no one can take that from you.
The film you've seen isn't the one originally planned. A romantic ending was filmed and cut into the early version, then test audiences rejected it badly enough that producers scrapped it entirely. The ending you remember was shaped not just by filmmakers, but by anonymous people in a screening room who simply didn't buy it. Hidden in the cast is a coincidence almost too strange to believe. James Caan, James Coburn, and James Cromwell all appear in this film, and all three received Oscar nominations in the Best Supporting Actor category. Coburn actually won. Three men named James, all Academy recognized, all in the same Schwarzenegger action movie. Nobody planned it, it just happened. James Caan was openly not a fan of big-budget action pictures, but something pulled him in. He later said he and Schwarzenegger constantly poked fun at the macho posturing they both were performing. His presence gave the film a credibility it might not have otherwise had, and his honesty about almost walking away makes it all the more striking.
Somebody talk to me. You know, some people take things for granted, like the ability to chew solid food. Oh,
I can find him.
Bruckheimer offered Schwarzenegger a role in The Rock, one of 1996's biggest action films. Arnold turned it down to make The Eraser. The Rock became a massive, enduring hit. Eraser performed well but never reached that altitude. It's a decision that looks very different in hindsight. Eraser is widely considered the last film of Schwarzenegger's golden age, a run from Conan the Barbarian in 1982 through Predator, Total Recall, and Terminator 2. After this, his dominance faded and never fully returned. Nobody on set knew they were filming the closing chapter of something that had defined Hollywood action cinema for over a decade. The fictional weapons company was originally Cyrex until a real tech firm named Cyrex complained after the film had already wrapped. Every line of dialogue was redubbed and every logo digitally altered in post-production. Look closely at the one office scene, and files still labeled CYX survive, a ghost of the original name that slipped through. Eraser contains a political footnote nobody saw coming. Two actors later ran in California gubernatorial recall elections, Schwarzenegger in 2003, which he won, and Patrick Kilpatrick in 2021. A summer blockbuster quietly contained two future political candidates. That's the kind of coincidence that completely reframes a cast list. In a mob boss's office, Kruger is casually called the tree trunk. Sounds throwaway, except it isn't. Schwarzenegger's longtime bodybuilding nickname was the Oak. Whether deliberate or buried in one of countless rewrites, it rewards anyone who knows his history beyond the screen. The EM railgun Schwarzenegger wields directly inspired the shock rifle in Unreal Tournament, one of the most iconic weapons in first-person shooter history. A prop from a 90s action film crossed into gaming culture and influenced how a generation imagined futuristic weaponry. The gun outlasted the film's cultural footprint by decades. The railgun's afterlife didn't stop at video games. Viewers spotted it making a cameo in Spielberg's Ready Player One in 2018, over 2 decades later. A prop from a 1996 Schwarzenegger film resurfacing in a 2018 Spielberg blockbuster as a pop culture Easter egg. The weapon has had a longer career than most actors. The Bell Jet Ranger in the dock sequence wasn't just a rental. Aviation fans recognized it as the same aircraft from the TV series Airwolf, just repainted. A beloved piece of television history hiding inside a Schwarzenegger blockbuster, wearing a disguise. In a film about fake identities, that feels almost too perfect. The dock scene where Kruger dual wields 2 EM railguns directly mirrors Terminator 2's opening. A Terminator firing 2 weapons simultaneously. Same actor, same stance, different franchise. Whether conscious homage or pure instinct, it blurs the line between characters in a way that makes both scenes richer. When Darabont came in for uncredited rewrites, his connection ran deeper than the script. Two cast members, Mark Ralston and Brian Libby, had played both inmates in The Shawshank Redemption. It's alleged that he directly influenced their casting here. Hollywood's inner circle's considerably smaller than most people recognize. Vanessa Williams was Miss America, Arnold Schwarzenegger was Mr. Olympia. Two people who had reached the absolute pinnacle of their respective worlds ended up starring opposite each other in a $100 million action film. That combination exists nowhere else in cinema history. Whatever you think of ERASER, that pairing is genuinely one of a kind.
Will be the new Miss America and the winner of a $25,000 scholarship. And our new Miss America is Vanessa Williams, Miss New York!
Which fact just changed the way you see the film? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. Keep watching, keep feeling, and never stop chasing the magic of cinema. I'll catch you in the next one.